Hello Year 3, Mrs. Thomas again, and we are going to be reading the next part of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. And today we're reading Chapter 18, Down the Chocolate River. Off we go, cried Mr. Wonka. Hurry up everybody, follow me to the next room, and please don't worry about Augustus Gloop. He's bound to come out in the wash. They always do. We shall have to make the next part of the journey by boat. Here she comes, look. A steamy mist was rising up now from the great warm chocolate river, and out of the mist there appeared suddenly a most fantastic pink boat. It was a large open rowboat with a tall front and a tall back, like a Viking boat of old, and it was such a shining, sparkling, glistening pink colour that the whole thing looked as though it were made of bright pink glass. There were many oars on either side of it, and as the boat came closer, the watchers on the riverbank could see that the oars were being pulled by masses of Oompa Loompas, at least 10 of them to each oar. "This is my private yacht," cried Mr. Wonka, beaming with pleasure. "I made her by hollowing out an enormous boiled sweet. Isn't she beautiful? See how she comes cutting through the river." The gleaming pink boiled sweet boat glided up onto the riverbank. 100 Oompa Loompas rested their oars and stared up at the visitors. Then suddenly, for some reason best known to themselves, they all burst into laughter. "What's so funny?" asked Violet Beauregarde. "Oh, don't worry about them," cried Mr. Wonka. "They're always laughing. They think everything's a colossal joke. Jump into the boat, all of you. Come on, hurry up." As soon as everyone was safely in, the Oompa Loompas pushed the boat away from the bank and began to row swiftly downriver. "Hey there, Mike TV!" shouted Mr. Wonka. "Please do not lick the boat with your tongue. It'll only make it sticky." "Daddy," said Veruca Salt, "I want a boat like this. I want you to buy me a pink boiled sweet boat exactly like Mr. Wonka's, and I want lots of Oompa Loompas to row me about, and I want a chocolate river, and I want... "She wants a good kick in the pants," whispered Grandpa Joe to Charlie. The old man was sitting in the back of the boat, and little Charlie Bucket was right beside him. Charlie was holding tightly onto his grandfather's bony old hand. He was in a whirl of excitement. Everything that he had seen so far, the great chocolate river, the waterfall, the huge sucking pipes, the minty sugar meadows, the Oompa Loompas, the beautiful pink boat, and most of all, Mr. Willy Wonka himself, had been so astonishing he'd begun to wonder whether there could possibly be any more astonishments left. Where were they going now? What were they going to see? And what in the world was going to happen in the next room? "Isn't it marvellous?" said Grandpa Joe, grinning at Charlie. Charlie nodded and smiled up at the old man. Suddenly Mr. Wonka, who was sitting on Charlie's other side, reached down to the bottom of the boat, picked up a large mug, dipped it into the river, filled it with chocolate and handed it to Charlie. "Drink this," he said. "It will do you good. You look half starved to death."